What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to take a look at a defensive scheme that I've been using in a sim league that I play in on the PlayStation 4. I've had a lot of success with it so far. I know there's a lot of you guys that play in leagues where you're not really allowed to make any adjustments. You can't set up elaborate defenses, you can't move guys around, things like that. So I think this is the perfect defensive scheme for you guys. It's very, very basic, but I think it's also really effective. So let's take a look at it. The formation is nickel 2-4-5, and the plays we're going to look at are cover 3 bazooka, 2-man under, 9 velcro, 3 strong cloud, cover 2 sink, cover 4, and then our lone blitz, which is the silver shoot pinch. Now, you can make adjustments to these particular plays if you are allowed to do adjustments in your particular league and you want to try this out. Then just go and add whatever plays you want, but this is what I like to use. Now, as you can see here on 9 velcro and cover 3 bazooka, we've only got 2 and 3 players rushing. That's what I like about this scheme the most, is we're going to show blitz on every single play. We're going to give a look like we're blitzing a lot. We're going to give a look like we're trying to play run defense. But the reality is that we're actually playing a lot of max coverage defenses. And depending on what our opponent's going to be doing, that's going to depend on what play we're going to call. As you can see, we got purples on one play, and we've got a lot of yellows on the other play. So just kind of depends, and we're just going to switch it up. So let's take a look at the play 9 velcro. Anytime we break the huddle, it's going to be 2 safeties deep for the most part. Not every play, but we're always going to want to show blitz, whether it's 1 safety deep or not. So just show blitz, and this is the defensive look that we're going to get on every single play. Now, if we're thinking about running the ball, that's going to be a tough thing. You're going to look at this defense, you're going to see literally every player is in the box, and that's going to be tough. So early on in the game, chances are they're probably going to check to a pass, just because they don't realize yet that we're only rushing 2 and we're playing a max coverage defense. This just looks like we're trying to stop the run. So running the ball early is going to be a tough decision for them, and even still, it's not that bad of a run defense, even though we are only rushing 2, just because we have so many players at the line of scrimmage that once they run the ball, they're going to react half decent. Now, that doesn't mean it's a great run defense, because it's not, but it's serviceable based on what it is that we're trying to do. So here, like I said, we're sending only 2 players. Now, for the way that I play, because I'm kind of known, like I've made an agreement, I'm playing in the sim league, I'm known for having a YouTube channel and being around guys where, we run a lot of crazy plays, right? So I don't really make any adjustments. That's how I came up with this. As I said, no, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to play legit. I'm just going to call stock defenses. Maybe once in a while I might make an adjustment, but it's fine, and I haven't had any complaints yet. If you're able to make adjustments, then one thing I like to do with this play a lot, actually, is put this defender here in a yellow. We're going to re-blitz this guy just to get a straight down angle at the quarterback. And then we're going to put both linebackers in purples. Now, this is a great max coverage defense. We've got the 1 rushing defender. The flats are covered by the 2 flat zones. We've got 3 yellow zones, or sorry, 2 yellow zones, 2 purples, and 4 deep blues. So really there's not going to be anywhere that they're going to be able to go with this, except for maybe kind of right here in the middle of the field. Just love this defense. I've made a couple adjustments here and there with it and had really good success. You're going to want to make adjustments, of course, depending on what your opponent's doing. So, for all we know, maybe you want to put this guy in a purple and this guy in a spy. Right, it's just going to depend on what your opponent's trying to do. So, let's move to the next play. And like I said, we're just going to be showing blitz on every single play. And the reason why it's effective is because not only are we stacking the box, but we're also confusing our opponent with different zones. Here on 9 velcro, we have 2 flat zones in the yellows. Then on the cover 3 bazooka, where we're only rushing 3 players, we've got, the 2 purples and the 1 flat and the 2 yellows. Then we've got the man defense. Then we've got cover 2 sink, where we've got yellows all across the board. And then on this play, we've got a cover 4 look on one side and a cover 2 on the other. So, a lot of times what people will do is they'll read one side of the field and they'll think, oh, there's a purple, it's going to be cover 4, and they try to go to the other side, and then it's like, oops, Or if they see it's a cover 2 on one side, more importantly, then they think, oh, okay, it's a cover 2. Maybe they think I got a streak on the left side of the field and they try and throw it, and next thing you know, they're throwing into a purple zone. That's not every player, but if you're playing in a sim league, that's the kind of thing that you might see from time to time. So, for the play cover 3 bazooka, as you can see, we've got one safety deep already, but our outside corners are not pressing. So we need to make sure that we're showing blitz on every player. Right out of the gate, as soon as they break the huddle, show blitz, and we're going to get the same look. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to run this stock. I mean, for the most part, that's what we're going to do. Depending on what our opponent is going to want to do, is it, again, going to depend on who we're going to want to use her. For me, if I feel like he's never really trying to beat me deep, then I'm going to use the safety, probably come down and try to make a play. If I feel like he's really trying to beat me deep, then I'm probably going to use this player here. Especially for me, because I really struggle playing user defense on the PlayStation 4. On the Xbox, no problem whatsoever. On the PlayStation 4, I feel like I'm running in mud all the time. I can't really gain, I can't get any speed. I don't know how to explain it. That's just the way it is. So I'm very cautious on who I'm using. So, you know, if you are the same way, then I would definitely pay attention to that. You know, make the right decision. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt. You're going to think that you're going to make a user play because you were able to last year, and it's not going to work out. Trust me, I've been there. The other thing here, I'm actually just going to reset the play. Cover 3 bazooka as just a stock defense. Let's say it's late in the game. Maybe our opponent has done a pretty good job of doing stuff against our defense. The game's gone on. He's getting more familiar with it. I just like to base align this play. And after I base align, I need to take this player here and I need to move him a step. As you can see, he was about to move. So I just move him one little step. And we can leave. I love this just as a stock defense. It's a great max coverage defense. As you can see, we're running only 3 rushers at the quarterback. And we've got a 2 safety deep look, unlike the other one. We can make adjustments here. I like, depending on what our opponent is doing. If he's running a lot of corner routes, then, you know, we can leave this guy on a purple or whatever. But I love either putting him on a yellow and him on a purple, or we can put him on a yellow and him on a flat. I love safeties on flat routes because it's really deceiving, especially in a bunch formation like this. If they're going to go to like Dixon in the flats, it's going to look open early, but then the safety coming down is going to be able to make a play to either get an interception or just make a play where they can only gain 1 or 2 yards. So just make adjustments like this. Cover 3 bazooka. We would just want to base a line. We want to wiggle this guy 1 step. Not noticeable, just kind of tap it. Make sure that he doesn't move and then make our adjustments. I've had a lot of success with that play just like that. Okay, so now, I mean, I could show you all day. I want to keep this a little short because it's very, very basic. This is just for you sim guys out there. You know, we're just going to, like I said, show blitz out of cover 2 sync. We're going to show blitz in cover 4. I mean, it's the same thing. Just choose your coverages based on what your opponent's going to want to do, okay? For 2-man under, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show blitz as well. If you can make a couple adjustments, yeah, sometimes we can put the purples for defensive ends. We can put them in purples as a 2-man rush with a little bit of extra coverage. I like to show blitz and then actually blitz the linebacker as well, the middle linebacker. Just as potential pressure, we're only sending 5 out of a 2-man under. Whoever's covering the running back is who I'm going to blitz for the most part. So let's get into the lone blitz that we have. Like I said, everything else is basic, which is silver shoot pinch. And this is the only play where we're going to have to make a couple other changes other than show blitz. As you can see right here, not only do we not have 1 safety deep, but we've also got the corners on the outside playing off coverage. So we need to fix this, and it's real simple. I've heard a lot of people say that they can't manually bump outside receivers. It's too confusing. It's really not. It is the easiest thing in the world to do. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to base align, show blitz, base align. What that's going to do is it's going to give us the same look other than the fact that we still need to bump and run the receivers. To bump and run the receivers on the PlayStation controller, we go triangle, X, then the icon of the receiver, in this case it's circle, and then down on the right analog stick. This is very, very easy to do. So let me just go through this. If I say the wrong button, I apologize. I'm just very used to Xbox, and I'm going to try and say this really fast. So baseline, show blitz, baseline, triangle, X, circle, down. It's that simple. When you need to bump both outside wide receivers, which you're going to have to do sometimes because the outside left corner is not always going to play bump and run coverage when we do this, we're just going to go triangle, X, square, down. Actually, let me try off coverage. So triangle, X, square, up. So you're just going to do the same for both. You're going to break the huddle. You're going to go triangle, X, square, down, triangle, X, circle, down. And then you've got both outside guys. Okay, so let's go over this one more time real quick. I just want to show you how easy it is. Baseline, show blitz, baseline, triangle, X, square, down, triangle, circle, oops, triangle, X, circle, down. This damn PlayStation 4 controller, I swear. But just get into practice mode and do what I just did there a few times. Obviously, I'm saying it out loud and I'm saying the icons wrong because I'm used to the Xbox controller, but it's very simple. And in here, we've got the same look on defense. Now, the only adjustments we're going to have to make are depending on the formation and depending on where we're most vulnerable. So here we take a look and we see, okay, now if we've got a Brandon Marshall on the outside left, and he even thinks for a second about going deep, chances are we're going to be done, right? I mean, he's gonna get off the press, he's gonna get off the bump, and he's just gonna be gone. So what I like to do in this situation is, let's say I put a yellow zone here, or like a deep blue. That's fine. If I went a yellow, that's a little rough. If I went flat zone, I'm trying to cover the square receiver that's potentially on a deep route. I actually really like a purple because what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to get over here as quick as possible. Just kind of like with computer assistance, you know what I mean? Because the purple is already heading in that direction. So I'm going to leave the running back open. If I'm not really worried about the deep pass because I know my opponent's not really that type of player in the sim league that I'm playing in, then I'm going to try to make him think that X is going to be open, and then I'm going to try to jump the route and make a play on the ball. I've had actually quite a few interceptions already in this league just by doing that. I find that when I leave my player in one spot and I try to strafe around, that's when it feels like I'm just in mud on the PlayStation 4. Like I can't move, like I can't make a play. So one of the things I'm trying to do more and more as I'm learning about how to play on the PlayStation 4 is I need to run into the play. It's about timing, right? So I realize that I'm this distance away from the X receiver, and I want to kind of run into the play. And if I can run into his route and then press the triangle button, I'm going to get a lot more interceptions that way than I am just by strafing around, waiting for him to come over the middle, and then I'm strafing, and the next thing you know, my player's in mud, and he just runs right by me. I can't even tell you how many times that has happened. So it depends on what type of player you are, but that's what I like to do. We can move this guy up a step, but if we're going to do that, then we want to make sure that we're doing it on all the zone blitzes as well. Just be careful of what you're trying to do. Just learn your opponent and the type of things that he likes to do. If he really likes to go deep, that's going to be our biggest issue on this play, but I love this to get our opponent in 3rd and long and potentially 4th down because we're playing a lot of max coverage defense, right? He's going to see this front, and he's going to, as the game goes on, he's going to be like, oh, he's playing a lot of max coverage, not a big deal, not a big deal. But then as soon as we throw that blitz at him, and as soon as we get that first sack, when he's not expecting it, he's getting comfortable in the pocket, one, we're going to get a stop because I love to use it the first time I'm down, and 2, now we've got him thinking. He's going to hesitate a little bit. He's going to maybe try to throw the ball quicker, going to throw it in a max coverage. And every single play that we have is a great max coverage defense. This is what I use, and I've had a lot of success. So I do apologize for the quality because I'm just recording this on the PlayStation 4 record feature. That's it, guys. So I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.